looks good.
Good.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, people can actually hear you this time. So, you're a silver level Terran,
Yep.
playing kind of a mix of gold and silver, and
Yep.
just kind of wanting to get up to, like, where are you aiming to get to in, like, a week's time, say? Like, where would you like to be?
I'd just like to be generally more solid and not sort of... I always feel like I'm in a situation where I'm in the lead but can just lose it instantly. I'd like to be a bit more solid, sort of...
Okay, so just, like, play a little bit more safe, a little less risky, and just, like, kind of win games without crazy stuff happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay, well, we'll jump straight into a replay, shall we?
Yep.
We'll look at the core hole compound, TVP.
Yep.
If you want. Cool. Okay, let's load that one up. I hate how you have to, like, kind of go, you know, each person has to kind of be at the same point. It's really annoying. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'm in the replay when you're ready.
Yep, it's just loaded in.
Sure.
Right, we're playing it.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, play. And we'll just run through this one on like normal speed, faster.
Yeah.
And just have a look. So, spawned on the new map, Core Hole Compound. It's quite small, so I'm guessing your kind of plan is just to play defensive.
I think that's my general plan anyway, but
okay, well you picked a good racer anyway.
I tend to fall into the sort of trap of, even though I know I shouldn't be doing it, falling into the trap of thinking, well, if I just wait until my army's maxed, I'll win.
Yeah.
Even though obviously I know that's not sort of how it plays out.
No,
or it shouldn't be anyway.
I was going to say a Protoss army will usually win if it's maxed out.
I mean, that may well just be coming from the fact that I did play Protoss for a bit and thinking, death ball.
Yeah, the old death ball, eh? What a horrific idea by Blizzard. As a Zerg player, like mainly, I know your pain.
This guy may have been random who ended up being Protoss, which was why I scouted slightly earlier than I think I normally do.
Okay, that's fine. Everything looks pretty good so far. Barracks on 12, that's fine. So you scout. So you scout Protoss. You run around for a bit, and it's all good. Cool. And he drags like 10 probes to like hit your SCV for like 1 health.
Yeah.
Oh, you lose it. That's a shame. You know about the mineral trick, right?
Yeah, I did sort of skip back and try and do that, and then I was a bit late coming back. But
yeah, that's no worries. I'm just making sure you know the kind of things that will keep your scout alive.
Yeah.
The longer you can scout him, the better, and especially because he won't get a stalker, and you can just run around from a zealot for like forever, basically. So if you can just try and like even just hide that scout somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say I normally try and take it down to the natural and just so I can, if nothing else, see when it expands.
Mhm. Okay, so money's nice and low. Against
Zerg and Protoss, I normally go for a sort of gasless expand, and then it kind of gets improvised from there, really.
Yeah. But, okay. If you're going for kind of like the gasless expand like you are, I'd recommend putting the command center before this second supply depot.
Ah, okay.
It just makes the build a little bit more smooth then. Because obviously, as this is building, you build the second supply depot, and the timings match up a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like going for the early expand versus Protoss. While I was playing Protoss, I'd usually go for like a Nexus first against Terran. It sounds like really stupid and unsafe, but it's actually like one of the most eco builds you can do versus a Terran.
Yeah.
So you're getting a single gas now. I like that you're going an expand build. It just teaches you how to go into the kind of long game rather than, you know, a 1-1-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay, everything looks pretty standard so far. It's looking good, to be honest. Good bunker placement as well. Covers your ramp, covers your natural. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. When do you put down your next set of racks?
Just now, I think it's gone down.
Okay. Cool. I was going to say they're a little bit late, but that's fine.
Yeah. Again, I made my normal mistake of putting them on the wrong side, so whenever I want to add a tech lab or something, I have to float it, which is quite annoying.
That's okay, that just comes with practice, don't worry about it. Okay, so that turns into an orbital, transfer. Okay, you're a little bit, is that intentional? Oh no, you just added 2 SCVs, okay. Making sure. I would definitely use a Marine to keep an eye on this watchtower.
Yeah.
Because right now he could be 4-gating you and just building a pylon just out of your vision.
Yeah.
And you just want to know about that, especially because you don't have any Marauders right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd recommend just keeping a Marine on the watchtower, but that's just, personal preference.
Yeah.
Because right now he is trying to do some sort of aggression with 2-gate, I think it is. 3-gate. Okay. But again, you'd be able to see these stalkers skulking about if you had a Marine on the watchtower. But other than that, it's looking pretty solid. Pretty solid, looking good. Sorry, just sorting something out.
No worries.
So he's trying to do some sort of 3-gate aggression. You've got Marines and bunkers, you should be okay. I definitely recommend getting these barracks a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Just so you can get 1 or 2 Marauders, because those Marauders really just stop Protoss dead early game.
Yeah, I think I need to... So I keep an eye on my money, but I think I need to do it more often. I'll sort of look up and realise, wait, I can build another 3 racks and thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And a bit late with that.
I'd definitely start getting upgrades a little bit earlier as well.
I pulled the SCVs a bit late there, I think, as well.
Yeah, that's fine. I was going to say, I think I'm a few seconds in front of you.
Ah, fair enough.
So you're going for this fight. Target firing stalkers, that's good. You don't need to start a step, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just hurting your DPS rather than improving it at the moment. So don't worry about little micro stuff like that until it's really needed. Just if you're just literally focus firing, that's fine. But you don't need to start a step that early.
Yep. Okay,
so behind this attack, he's took an expansion, which is really good for him. That's really clever. That's what you should kind of be aiming for. You're obviously, you've held off an attack, so you're making add-ons, which is also really, really clever. I don't see a lot of people doing that. I don't even see people in Master Leagues doing that. They wonder why, it's oh, it was so unlucky that he attacked just as I was making my add-ons.
Yeah.
It's no, it wasn't unlucky. You're an idiot. But yeah, if you can give yourself some breathing room like that, holding off a stalker push, and then you make your add-ons, that's really, really clever. So that's good. That's really, really good. I like to see that. Your money's getting a little bit high. I'd just throw down some engineering bays, some more barracks, that sort of thing.
I think I end up again, so especially later, I think I end up with the problem I always have with Protoss. I only killed off just before I switched, where I'd sort of get to the late game and be like, well, I've got 7 gates, why am I not winning? Not realising I've got money to put down another 10 gates.
Yeah, understood, yeah. I see that mistake with a lot of players, to be honest. It's well, I'm on 4 base and I've got 7 racks, why am I not winning? It's because you could have 20 racks.
Yeah.
Double engineering bay, okay. I definitely recommend them earlier.
Yeah.
Simply for the fact that, you need these upgrades against Protoss, because if Protoss get an upgrade lead on you, especially with Colossus, they're literally going to melt your army, and it's going to be really bad times.
I probably should have scouted around with the Marine or something just to check for that.
Well, again, that's just holding Watchtower or dropping scans just to see what he's doing. So that's good. Money's staying low, that's good. Your engineering bays have been done for a while now. Just make sure you keep an eye on when they finish and just get your upgrade started as well. Cool.
I started hotkeying them just so that I could check easily when stuff was done, and then I keep forgetting that I've hotkeyed them and forgetting to check. So.
Yeah. That's okay, don't worry. Are you going to be one of these players that kind of, you're going to sit there until you've got, 200 supply and then move out?
I try and avoid it. I think I send off the odd drop or two, but I do end up sort of sitting back more than I know I should do. It's always, I never know sort of when. It's like people say, do a time attack now or whatever. It's like, well, am I in a good place to do? I'm not sure when I'm in a good place to do one or.
Okay. Well,
so I always end up sat back too long.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the stream yesterday, but the guy I was teaching had the exact same problem as you.
Yeah.
So basically, we'll just pause it now. I'm at 1320. Okay, so if you
same place.
Okay, cool. Well, to judge a timing attack, the word is a little misleading. It's not actually a timing.
Yeah.
It's actually to do with what timing you're doing at the time. That makes like 0 sense. It's basically like you're not following a clock, you're following what's going on in the game to do a timing. Like, for example, let's just knock it back to, I think it was about 13 minutes. Let's try to see when Stim finished. Okay, a little bit more. Where did Stim finish? I know it finished fairly recently. There we go. Okay, so 12:20.
Yep.
Right, Stim is literally 6 seconds from completing, okay?
Yep.
So if you have decided, like, I'm going to move out when Stim finishes. Now, Stim's a great upgrade, as any Terran player knows, okay?
Yep.
So say you went, I am going to be at his base just as Stim finishes, okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at his base, he has nothing at his base, okay?
Yeah.
And he has, let me just do the unit counting. He has 11 Stalkers and 3 Zealots, okay? Yep. You have 12 Marauders and 20 Marines.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah?
Would have been nice if I could just have the army supply tab in the game.
Yeah, it would. It would be a lot easier, I tell you that. But, like, you should realise that because of that early aggression, he's behind.
Yeah.
Because you early expanded and he's done no damage, you're ahead.
Yeah.
Okay? You're ahead by a mile. So you should realise that. Like, it takes a bit of getting used to kind of know that sort of thing's happening.
Yeah.
But you will get used to it. But if you just, like, look at little things in the game, like, as I said yesterday, the game gives you little subtle hints of when you should attack. Like, for example, if you're getting +1/+1 right now, you might decide, right, I'm going to get 2 more medevacs, a ton of marauders, a ton of marines, and as soon as this 1/1 finishes, I'm going to be at his base. Yeah. And I promise you, you will start winning a lot of games if you just do this. So, like, for example, if you'd have looked at this game, like, your Stim is, like, really late, for example, but if you still use the Stim timing of when Stim finishes, I'm going to be at his base, right? So if you'd have took that into note, right now, you'd be killing a Nexus, killing all his probes, you'd be warping in, like, 4 gates worth of units, and you just slaughter them, and then he'd bring in his units back, and by the time they've got there, you've already killed off everything. You know, you win the game 100% in this position. Like, usually, he'd have his army outside his natural, and you'd still win.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. So you've just got to kind of look at the timings the game is giving you. Like, don't think of timing attacks as, I've got to attack at 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Think of a timing attack as X happens, I want to attack.
Yeah.
You can use stuff like, okay, I need a third base. Sorry, my phone's going off. I need a third base, so I'm going to use this attack as a timing, so I can claim this third base. Yeah. So as you're expanding to, your third base location here, you're attacking, and the timing won't be as strong because you're not going based on like upgrades or Stim, but it lets you get an expansion. And if you've ever watched Day 9 or anything, it'll tell you that the game is all about expansions.
Yep.
So just use the timing that the game gives you, like as stim finishes, as your upgrades finish, as an expansion goes down, as you get siege tech, as you get siege tanks, as you get medevacs, anything. You can literally use anything as a timing because it'll give you an advantage. Like as stim finishes is a great one. Like you'll see commentators always go, "Oh, it was a stim timing attack." It doesn't mean that, he's planned stim to finish at 8 minutes. It just means as stim finishes, he's attacking. Simple as that, okay?
Yep. Okay.
Awesome. Well, we'll carry on the replay from like 12:20 if you're there.
Yep. Okay,
so 3, 2, 1, play. Awesome. So he's taking a third base as well, which is really silly. I'm not going to go into why that's silly because it's quite advanced like Starcraft. But basically, he cannot defend this location. It's impossible for him to defend, so he shouldn't be taking expansion. This is basic as that. You're like madly ahead on harvesters. You've got well, you haven't got better upgrades, but he's only got +1. So, but you've got a lot of racks and you've got a lot of stuff coming out, so that's good. And his army is just like sitting in this top right hand corner for some reason. Okay, so yeah, it just looks like you need to like use timings, a little bit better, and then your game will like drastically improve. So you get in the third command center again. I'd use this command center, like as it floats over to the third, just go poke, like go see what he's up to. Okay, you're loading up drops. That's good. I like drops. That's stupidly good.
I think I inadvertently flew over his third that I didn't expect to be there, and then I realised, because I forgot about the drop for a minute, I remember sort of coming back and seeing a load of stalkers.
Yeah.
So I was like, fine, I'll just fly back. Oh wait, what's this?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's always good to scout with an aggressive move. Okay, so he's going like, well, like 1.5 base Colossus Stargate. That's standard. Okay, so yeah, he sees your drop, but he does like nothing.
Yeah, so flew in and then flew away again.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, if you
then noticed on the minimap there.
If you think you're gonna lose the drop, then don't drop.
Yeah.
Just like go drop somewhere else, like you're doing. Like just go kill this Nexus because there's not a chance he can defend it. I mean, he hasn't even got a pylon. Okay. Versus Protoss, I definitely recommend mixing in like one Marauder. Into a drop. Okay, so he sees you dropping his third, and he like moves his army and then does nothing with it. Okay. This third's done, so it should be floating over.
I'm not sure why I made it into an orbital before I floated it over. That doesn't seem to make too much sense to me, but whatever.
You can do it. It just means it gains extra energy as it's floating, rather than wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you clear up his third, that's nice, and bring all your Marines home, that's lovely.
I hope I didn't float this drop straight into his stuff. I must have missed that when I was playing, or did he move him away?
It's okay, I do that with Mutalisk all the time. Yeah, it looks like your drop's going to go right over his army. Oh, no, he moved it. Did he see it? Did he see it? Did he see it? Oh my god, you're lucky. Okay, so he blinks up into your main, that's irritating. Start getting Vikings as well, that's smart. Like, it's only a matter of time... Oh, you lose this drop anyway, that's a shame. I was going to say, it's only a matter of time for him to get Colossus, so that's good. Right, okay. Just for another example right now, if you just pause the game.
Yep.
I'm at 17 minutes.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, right, this orbital has just landed. Now, remember what I was saying about timings?
Yeah.
Say, like, you want to establish this third base, like, really, really safely. As it, like, kind of floats over, you want to be moving out with your army to secure not only this ground, but to make him retreat back into his base.
Yeah.
But if you look at, again, if you, like, say, as this third lands, I'm going to be at his natural, okay?
Yep.
So let's just say, for argument's sake, he's got his army there, right? Mm-hmm. He's got 22 Stalkers, 1 Colossus, 4 Zealots. You've got 27 Marauders, 34 Marines, and 2 Vikings. You win.
Yeah.
Okay? So, again, if you use this timing of the third base, like the expansion, you win the game again, like just by using a kind of timing attack. Okay? But luckily for you, like his whole army wouldn't have been there. You'd have got a Colossus for free, and then whatever he'd have warped in, and then the rest of his army would have showed up, and you'd have won like 100%.
Yep.
So again, just use the timings the game's giving you, just to kind of, tech up, expand, whatever you want to do. But just realize that basically the first 17 minutes of this game, if you'd have attacked, you'd have won.
Yeah.
Okay? Right, we'll hit play again in 3, 2, 1, go. I see this in quite a lot of players, like, from all leagues and all, like, races.
Yeah.
Like, just being afraid to attack because they don't know when to attack. They don't know when they're ahead. And it's just one of those things that you learn. But the most basic of it is attack when you know you've got an advantage.
Yeah.
When +1/+1 finishes, when you're trying to expand, that sort of thing.
I think I was about to move out then, and then I sort of thought, hold on, he's got Colossus, I can't move out till I've got a load of Vikings, and I think that possibly held me up slightly in...
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure how many Colossus he actually had at that point.
He's only got one.
2. 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah, he's got 2 now, yeah, sorry. If you're really unsure, just scan. Like, just use a scan. I mean, you've got 3 orbitals, you can afford a scan. If you're, like, deadly afraid of something, like, I know Colossus, like, really kind of counter bio, but you've got so much bio that you just focus down the Colossus.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got quite a lot of Vikings now anyway, haven't you? You've got 6. Like, 6 is plenty for, like, a non-maxed out army. So you try to do, like, a stupid little blink thing again up into your main. That's annoying. Oh, you scan it. Well done. How did you scan that?
I can't remember what I saw. I don't know if I just saw one stalker and wanted to know what he was doing.
Oh, right, okay. It's like, that's a map hack if I ever saw one. Yeah, so you've got, like, plenty of army. You've got, you're 200 supply right now. You're adding on ghosts. You've got 3 bases to his kind of, like, 1.5 base. Like, you're miles ahead. Absolutely miles ahead.
This may end up being a consistent problem that we'll see. I'm not sure. I can't remember what...
Well, if it is, I mean, if it's a consistent problem, that means you've only got one problem to fix, and as soon as you fix that, you'll start winning a ton of games.
I think this is where I should say I should have looked at my money and gone, right, well, while I'm pushing out and I've got a full army, I should add on, like, 10 racks or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely fine to do. Like,
I sort of added 3 and then...
Yeah. I mean, what you want to be doing is, if you've got a maxed army and you can't spend your money on units, make sure you can build units quicker. So just literally think about it like that. Like, literally just... If you've got, like, 2k in the bank and you've got a full army and pushing out, just make, like, 10 racks, 20 racks. Add-ons, anything you want to make sure you can produce that army again.
Yeah.
Because right now, if this army dies, it's going to take you quite a long time to rebuild it. Because you've only got, like, 8 racks.
Yeah.
8 racks. So if you had, like, 18, you can rebuild that literally twice as fast.
Yeah.
So right now he's getting to that death ball kind of status. Again, like, you could probably still win this engagement. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm not sure about the positioning or whatever. But it's looking pretty good for you to kind of win this engagement. At the moment, but I'm guessing you don't.
No.
Okay.
I should have pushed in, like, now when I dropped, so if I'd pushed then I would have...
Yeah, so you're kind of, like, screwing them up, basically.
I did the drop and then pushed after the drop was dead, which is kind of the wrong way to do it.
No, you want to push as the drop's going down. Yeah. So, basically, if your attack fails, your drop does damage, so it's called guaranteed damage, basically.
Yeah.
Like so... I can see where you fight.
Yeah, and that kind of just walked into the Colossus and died.
Yeah, do you get some good EMPs off, or?
No.
Yeah, that's okay. I was going to say, when the...
It's not nice to watch.
No, that's bad. But again, like, say this happened, and you take out most of his Colossus, you take out most of his army, basically.
Yeah.
If you had, like, 18 racks right now, you're building, like, 36 supply of units, like, give or take. every 15, 20 seconds, rather than like 20 supply of units. So it's like you can literally be remaxed in about 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
So you've literally got like a remaxed army as he hits you, and you just kill him then. And of course you've got the better economy, you've got the better upgrades and stuff, so you just kill him. So again, it's just little things like that you need to be aware of. So you try to add on 3 more barracks, but it's too late for now.
A bit late, yeah.
But he's barely got an army. He's only got 100 supply of army.
Yeah.
You could have like probably about 130 if you had like literally like 18 racks right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I mean, those what we want to focus on. We don't want to focus on the end. We want to focus on how you got to the end, which is like just basic passive play. I mean, passive play can work, but you need to be, dropping. You need to be poking.
Yeah.
People assume passivity means, waiting around for 200 and then pushing out. But that won't win you games. Like, majority of the time, that won't win you games. So I definitely want you to focus on using timing attacks. For example, when Stim finishes, when you get 2 medevacs, when you get +1/+1, +2/+2, when you want to get an expansion, just use those timings that the game gives you, and you'll start winning like a lot more games. Like, I can promise you, if you start using these timings, like majority of games you'll start winning. Like I'd probably say about 80%. Just because of the way like lower league players work, they just want to build up that death ball and then go there, but they don't understand why. They just want it. So if you kind of attack like as Stim finishes, as +1 finishes, as medevacs, as expansions, as anything you want, just use any sort of like timing that you can to like play more aggressively, and you'll start winning a lot more games. Cool. Okay, so we'll go into the next replay. Which one would you like to look at next?
Go for the TVZ one, which is in Tomb Valley 21, I think. There's 2 in Tomb Valleys.
Cool. Okay. About ready to go when you are?
Just loading up.
Sure.
I think from what I remember of this game, I sort of felt forced into pushing when he had a lot of mutas, and that didn't go too well for me.
Okay.
Basically, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's no problem. You ready to watch the replay?
Yep.
Cool. 3, 2, 1, play. Cool. Okay. Well, what's your kind of like game plan for Zerg versus Terran?
In terms of like a, I sort of open with the same kind of thing I just did then. And end up sort of going Marine Tank, and again I think I wait too long and don't push at the right time, but that's normally how it goes, and I don't really sort of I struggle once it gets past the Marine Tank kind of being effective phase, I guess.
Okay. Again, like low-tech units like Marine Tank actually work like really well in ZVT.
Yeah.
Just because of the way like the races work, it's actually like quite effective throughout the whole game. So you should never feel like you need to push early, but you need to do damage to a Zerg.
Yeah.
Like, I won a game against a Terran yesterday because I got up to 90 drones in 9 minutes of game time and just won. Like there was literally nothing you could do. I could suicide a whole army and just rebuild it in an instant. That's just because a Terran they need to harass a Zerg. That's just the way the game works.
I assume when you push a Zerg, like with Protoss, you could just skip an expansion, I guess, if you're going for a win. But I guess with Zerg, you want to make sure you take out the expansions first. Just because it's production.
It's really, really dependent on like everything that's happening in the game. Like I wouldn't ever go, like if you're attacking a Zerg, kill his third first or kill his fourth. Like you can't really say those sort of things in ZVT because it is a really it's kind of like a seesaw. Like if he goes this way, I've got to go that way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as a Terran, you should be leading the game. Like you should decide what the Zerg has to do. For example, if you go Marine Tank, he probably has to go Ling Bling Meter. If you go Mech, he has to go like Roach Infester kind of thing. Like you should be leading the game.
Yeah.
And you should feel like really comfortable leading the game. Your gas is late, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing you just completely forgot gas.
I'm not sure if I went. I think I put it down after I put the bunker down.
Rax expand again?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Again,
I think it's only Terran I sort of go earlier gas at the moment. Yeah. Although with Terran I'm just completely lost in general TVT.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the one Rax expand thing is like really good if you can pull it off, but you've got to be like extremely careful against Zerg, because if he decides to, do some crazy like Baneling bust like early game, one Rax expand is really difficult to hold a Baneling bust. So just be aware that you've got to like keep safe against when you're doing this build. But yeah, I see no problem so far. So the Zerg's going like pretty standard. Pretty standard. Marines in the bunker are always a good idea against Zerg as well. Which is good. Double gas, that's fine. Do you tend to go like open like Reactor Hellion out of this, or?
No, I'm sort of. I mean, it's probably going to slowly change. I mean, Apollo's finally got around to doing his Terran videos.
Yeah,
so
they're really good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually get a chance to meet Apollo in May, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I'm not envious at all or anything, like. So yeah, I think I'm sort of slowly changing. I mean, I think he does the same kind of. Oh, I think he does. I can't remember. It was while since I watched the video, but I mean.
Yeah.
I sort of know I should be going Reactor Hellion, but I'm not sure exactly what I should be doing with them once I've got them, other than so I sort of skip that at the moment.
Yeah, okay. So basically you just don't know how to use Reactor Hellion yet?
Not enough for it to feel effective.
Okay,
really,
well basically Reactor Hellion is literally to stop the Zerg getting Zelnaga watchtowers, and to stop the Zerg like making his creep. Like you probably won't see creep spread a lot in these leagues. But as you get to Masters, like if you let a Zerg get so much creep that you can see the whole map, not only does that give him vision, but it gives him like that massive speed advantage as well.
Yeah.
So basically the Hellion opening is just literally to deny scout and deny creep. That's all it's for. Like you don't need to do damage with the Hellions. That's the whole like beauty of them. You don't need to run in. You don't need to roast drones. If you can, do it. But if you can't, you're not behind. So yeah, that's how to use Hellions. You just want to use them to deny scouting and to deny creep, basically. So your Marines are coming out. It's good. You messed up your racks again. That's okay, that's okay. It's just something you'll learn.
It's always just after I put them down, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, have I done this the right way?
Yeah. As this second base sort of saturates, I'd really like to see you make a wall at the big ramp.
Yeah.
Like with barracks or depots or whatever. Barracks are obviously a lot more safe.
Yeah.
Because right now, if he decides to like Baneling bust you, he could have 20 Banelings and then Lings flooding in, and then you die.
Yeah.
Basically, because you haven't got tanks. Tanks stop Baneling bust, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see you just be a bit more conscious about being safe against Zerg in general.
Yeah.
But overall, that's okay. So you're kind of saturating. Your SCV production's alright. You're actually ahead of the Zerg, which is really, really good for you. Okay, so you're going Marine Medevac tank, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. As you start tank production, I'd definitely add on these two gases as well.
Yeah.
Because tanks take a lot of gases. So just keep that in mind. Like, that's another thing that you can do to kind of balance your economy. It's like, okay, I'm getting gas-heavy units like tanks and siege mode and stuff like that. Like, just add on 2 extra gases, especially with like tank medevac. That takes so much gas, it's unbelievable. Like, what's a tank? It's like 150, 125, and a medevac's 100. Yeah. So that's 225 gas per supply, like, kind of round. So you definitely want to be getting four gases for that. Okay. So, okay. So it's looking pretty passive on both sides again. I'd like to start dropping before he gets Mutalisks.
Yeah.
So, like, if you can start dropping around kind of 9 and then early 10-minute marks, you do a lot of damage, especially if you get, like, behind the mineral line. Or just, like, lodge yourself in, like, a little, like, nook or something, like, just behind the minerals or in between the minerals. Like, just make that surface area as small as possible when you drop Marines.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're looking good. I mean, you've got 3 tanks by 11 minutes. That's pretty solid. Again, like, let's just say Stim finishes, like, right, if you just pause the game.
Yep.
11:23, right? Stim's just about to finish again. You've got 24 Marines, 2 Marauders, 3 tanks. He has 44 Lings, 5 Banelings. You probably win that fight.
Yeah.
And if you don't win the fight, you force a lot of units, and you force a lot of, like, economic damage, like, through Ling production rather than drone production.
Yeah.
So basically, if you do this Stim timing yet again, you probably do enough damage to win the game. Yeah?
Yep.
I know it sounds like you're sitting there looking like, how did I not spot this? You know what I mean? But, like, unfortunately, you don't have a supply tab in the game.
Yeah.
If you did, it'd be incredibly unfair. So, yeah, again, if you just use the timings the game's giving you, you'll win a lot more. Like, just because generally people, like, go, okay, the pros early expand, that means I've got to early expand. And the pros do this, so that means I've got to do this. But they don't understand that it changes game to game.
Yeah.
So that's just another, like, just use the timings the game's giving you, and you'll start winning a lot more. But anyway, are you ready to unpause?
Yeah. Are you on, you say you're on faster or fast?
Faster.
I always seem to end up ahead of you.
I don't know, it might just be because I'm streaming
know.
and it's taking up CPU or something.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
so I'm on 11:23 at the moment.
Yep.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. So it's looking pretty, like, good. Like, you're taking a third base at about 11 minutes. That's fine. He's kind of droning up again, getting Mutalisks, getting some Zerglings, spreading his creep all right. But there is no chance he can do damage to you.
Yeah.
There's just no chance, unless of course he, like, flanks in from here and he'll, like, get your third. But that's about all the damage you can possibly do right now. Again, I'd try to keep a couple of Marines on these watchtowers, just so you can see when he's moving out, just in case your tanks are on siege or whatever. Upgrades, a little bit late again. I'd prefer them a little bit earlier, but that's because you just didn't have the gas for it.
Yeah.
Adding on tons of racks, that's good. I prefer them at the front again, though, just to make that wall. Or even at this third ramp to stop, to force him in one point rather than, like, 2 or 3. Basically, if you can get the Zerg attacking you at one angle, it's really, really good for Terran. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Because Zerg need to spread out to win. Like, Zerg, if you can get him in a choke, your tanks and your Marines do so much damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know you scanned the third. This should be, like, a massive indication that you should start dropping.
Yeah.
Because he's got 3 locations to defend, and not only that, you can drop in the third and drop in the main, and, he can't keep up with you.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be about now it starts going horribly wrong. I've had problems dealing with muters with Protoss, but not so much, I guess, with Terran until sort of this game, where it was...
Okay, see, you see the problem as muters. Like, you see, like, oh, that's why I lost the game, but there's, like, so many like things you could have done.
Yeah, well, I mean,
before that?
I don't necessarily think I lost the game because of them. I think more because of how I reacted,
Okay, that's fine.
sort of in response to them. Or
Did you
yeah,
like overreact like crazy? Did you?
I think I pretty much tried to run around all my bases and try and keep up with Marines, which wasn't necessarily the best thing to do. And then I think I lose a bunch of SCVs and think, well, my only choice now is to just push and hope it goes
right,
well.
Okay.
So I think I think it was just more how I reacted to them rather than that he had them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you managed to survive that. What I'd recommend against Muta defense is literally like 2 or 3 turrets in the mineral line, and like maybe a turret on his like return path. So if he goes to the main, there's only like 2 places he can come from. So just put turrets along there as well, and just leave like 3 or 4 Marines with the turrets, and they'll slowly slaughter Mutas.
Yeah.
Like, turrets, like, kind of devastate Mutas, but with Marine DPS with them, especially, like, you've got, like, +2 Marines on the way, like, they will just completely destroy Mutas. So, yeah, just use turrets, and just use, like, a little small group of Marines. Like, you don't need to use, like, 10 or 20 Marines, you just need literally, like, a small group, like 3 or 4. I mean, you can even put a bunker down near your mineral line, and just fill it with full Marines, and that'll just literally like keep them alive like so long against Mutas.
Yeah.
So yeah, he snipes a tank. Again, that's never good. Always leave a small group of Marines with your tanks.
Yeah.
Just so Mutas can't do this, basically. Yeah, so he's basically just like using the cliffs against you with Mutas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like they do a lot of damage, but they generally don't.
I don't know why I brought my tanks up there when I went into the main, unless I accidentally clicked them as well, I guess.
Again, you're leading with medevacs and tanks, like you're just going to lose them, and that's really bad. Like, it doesn't matter if you lose like 5 or 6 Marines, but it matters if you lose like 2 or 3 medevacs or a tank.
Yeah.
Like, that really matters. Again, this could have just been solved by having turrets. I mean, you should start building turrets probably around 10 or 11 minutes, just blindly.
Yeah.
Again, you're losing tanks here, you're losing so much stuff. Yeah. Okay, you should probably just start like against a Zerg. Chances are they're going Mutas. You should probably just build like 2 or 3 turrets around the 10 or 11 minute mark. Unless, of course, you've seen like an infestation pit go down or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just if you're afraid of Mutas and you haven't got turrets, just leave a bunker full of Marines back in like near the mineral line, and that'll deter Mutas long enough to make sure they don't do any damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did like suffer quite a lot from that attack.
Well, yeah, it took me down to 30 workers at the moment, I think, so...
Yeah. Okay, so Mutas did do a lot of damage, but that can easily be stopped. Yeah. Again, they like take out another tank and stuff like that. It's like just really bad. Yeah. Again, that could easily be stopped by like 1 or 2 turrets, and then you know, a group of Marines or like, I mean, look how quickly turrets like just stop Mutas. But yeah, the Mutas did do way more damage than they should have, basically. And it also allowed the Zerg to take a 4th base. And once Zerg's up to 4 bases, they can start making like Broodlords and stuff like that, basically. And that's where it gets a bit, like, scary.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing a Terran yesterday, and I basically got to Broodlords, and as soon as he seen Broodlords, he just GG'd. Unless you have like a lot of Vikings, you can't beat Broodlords. That's just the way the game works. But yeah, these like I can see your Marines just kind of chugging about, and you know, by the time they've got there, the Mutas are already gone. So yeah, I definitely recommend just throwing down a couple of turrets, and then like a couple of Marines in the mineral lines just to stop Mutas, basically. Like this could have been solved by. I mean, what have you lost? You've lost workers, you've lost mining time, you've lost Marines, you've lost tanks, you've lost medevacs, and you could have stopped that entire thing for the investment of like 600-700 minerals, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think it's now that I just sort of... Why did I have a load of SCVs in a medevac? That was kind of weird. Slight misclick there.
Yeah, just when you're clicking like mad, it happens all the time, don't worry.
But yeah, I think this is where I just think, right, well, I've got to push now.
Yeah, you definitely have to, yeah.
And I do have an army supply lead still, but I think this will lead into my other problem I seem to have with playing against Zerg.
Yeah.
I get caught and sieged. I like push forward too fast and get caught and sieged, and it just pretty much kills me straight up, man.
Yeah, and siege tanks aren't great. Siege, they're fantastic. Okay, he suicides all those mutas, that's always nice. Again, like, what I like to do is send, like, a group of 5 or 6 Marines just a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
So obviously if this happens, they spot it and you've got time to siege. Okay, stutter step's alright. Splitting's actually really good. Well done. I've not seen the fucking GMs be able to split that good. Well done. Okay, so Broodlords get out and this is where it gets bad.
Yeah, I think once I lost the tanks especially,
yeah, you
lost
lost
so many
your
Marines.
whole army, like, while Zerg still got his, and that is pretty much an instant loss.
Yeah.
But there was, like, several points in this game, again, where you could have pushed. Like, as +1/+1 finishes, as +2 finishes, as stim finishes, as you get, like, a 4th tank, as you get a 5th tank, as you get a 6th tank. Whatever you want to use it. But you've got to punish Zerg. Like, you cannot let them drone, or else they win. Like, that's the end of story. If a Zerg has, like, 80 drones by, like, 10 minutes, and you've not done anything to stop that, then it's probably GG.
Yeah.
Because even if, like, say Zerg loses all this, right, and you've still got, like, 20 Marines and a couple of tanks, the Zerg has a 200 army waiting for you by the time you get to his base again.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just not going to work like that. So the reason you lost this game, again, is because you play too passive, and also, like, those mutas, like, really hurt you, but I wouldn't focus too much on the mutas, because that's an easily fixed problem.
Yeah.
Okay, that's basically, you know, turrets and Marines. That's all you need to do. Like, if you're aware he has mutas, or if you're afraid he has mutas, literally build 2 or 3 turrets in each mineral line, and, like, 1 or 2 covering production buildings. Like, you're doing, say, look at your third right now. Like, you've got 3 in the mineral line, and you've got, like, 2 and 3 covering production, basically.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. And then, like, a group of Marines in a mineral line or just floating about the base. Don't drag your whole army.
Yeah.
Because that leaves tanks vulnerable, and it also leaves medevacs vulnerable. And if either of them get sniped, that's a lot of gas. You know, if you lose a tank for nothing, that's 125 gas. That's a lot to lose for, like, 0 trade, basically.
Yeah.
But again, just a little bit too passive, and you just need to play a little bit safer against, like, kind of Zergs. I'd recommend a wall. I'd recommend some turrets. I'd recommend, like, a bunker or 2 lying about as well. I mean, a bunker's 100 minerals investment, and you can get 75 of it back whenever you don't need it.
Yeah.
So it's as easy as that. Just play that extra bit safe, because if you stop, like, all his aggression with, like, a couple of bunkers, you're way ahead. Like, if he's invested, you know, 1,500 gas in Mutalisks, and they kill a supply depot and a couple of SCVs, so what? You know what I mean? Those Mutalisks are going to be useless in a direct fight. Like, Mutalisks are so bad in a direct fight. Okay, so we'll load up next replay.
That was Entombed Valley 13, wasn't it? I think. Against TVT.
Entombed Valley TVT, yep, 100% right. Okay, it's an old replay.
Yeah. I don't think it's that old, but it is before the patch, 13th of February, so...
Yeah, it's just I have to load up the old Battle.net.
Yeah.
And then my video program decides to, because there's no input from Starcraft, it decides that it doesn't want to work anymore. So I have to, like, restart the video so the stream goes black for, like, a second. It's okay. Right, I'm ready when you are.
Yep.
So you're the Blue Terran, so 3, 2, 1, go. So you're the Blue Terran?
Yep.
Cool, cool, cool. So what do you like to do in TVT?
I'm not really it can end up being a weird mix of I'm not really sure what's going to work. So I can't remember what I actually do in this game.
Okay, well, there's certain like angles of TVT you can go for. You can go for like Marine Tank, mech, or like bio. Basically, that's pretty much all you can do. Like as I said yesterday, I believe in it. Like we studied like TVT quite hard. You might find the YouTube video quite like informative. I'll link it to you after. Basically, what happened is you can either like match them, so you can go like Marine Tank against Marine Tank, mech versus mech, blah blah blah, or you can basically avoid it. So you can go like pure bio against mech, for example, but you can't engage head on. You have to drop everywhere. So it's just whatever style kind of fits you better. So you can either like match as Marine Tank, you can go around it, it's up to you. But just always be aware that every combination in TVT has its advantages and disadvantages. Like there's no one right answer to TVT. Like some people might prefer mech, for example, because it's slow, it's basically a big heavy hammer. You swing it once and hopefully it does enough damage. That's basically all it is. Whereas Marine Tank is more about like positioning and stuff like that, and Bio is about how fast you play. If you can drop 3 locations at once, you're probably going to win. So it's like really up to you. I normally
go to Marine Tank. I think it's my normal.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds about right.
But I'm pretty sure it will happen in this one. It normally does. I always end up just getting stuck trying to push into or move into his or attack into his tanks or whatever. Assuming he has tanks, which he does, I believe, in this game at some point. Okay. I sort of struggle with that kind of. I lose a lot doing that, and then it's quite easy for him to just push back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, again, like the use of timing attacks in TVT is always like really, really good, because in mirror matchups, if you have an upgrade that he doesn't, it's so much better.
Yeah.
Like if you have stim and he doesn't, you've probably seen it before where you've stimmed, he hasn't, and your Marines have just killed his like pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
Or if you like a massive one is if you have siege mode and he doesn't, like that's an absolutely massive one.
Yeah.
So right now he's like going really gas heavy. I don't know if you had a chance to scout that or not.
I can't remember. I think I scouted one gas, but I don't think I saw the second one.
No, you didn't actually scout any gas.
I didn't know?
No.
Oh.
But he's going really gas heavy, which makes me seem like he's either not knowing what he's doing or he's going mech. We'll see. If he makes a Reaper, then it's fairly obvious. Unless he's just going for like a really early stim, yeah. So he's going for a really early stim. Which is like really silly because he only has like 4 Marines. But yeah, let's not talk about him. So you're going like a 1-1-1 kind of build?
I think that was the plan, and I think I sort of didn't. Which made it kind of weird.
Okay.
I don't think I really did anything with it.
I definitely worry about building up your Marine count early on.
Yeah.
Rather than your like tech. Like tech slower, but get units out faster is what I'd recommend in TVT.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's a mirror matchup. So if he has 6 Marines and you have 5, you lose.
Yeah.
Basically. So I definitely like kind of worry about that. I'd also again like take this Naga Tower. Like Terran, as you know, Terran is slow. Like you will see him coming, and you'll have time to like get in position and stuff. Especially if you're going like tank play, because tanks is all about positioning. Yeah. So like definitely worry about positioning, and just try to take a bit of map control. Like I think you're trying to do now, aren't you, with that Marine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So just take map control in TVT. Like it's quite important. So again, getting tanks out, getting Marines out, getting barracks out, that's good. Keeping your money nice and low. Keeping your gas nice and low. Like right now, his gas is like 400, and he's used like 100 of it. Like, it makes no sense, basically. So, Let me see what we can use. Okay. So let's go a little bit further. Okay, so you're getting this medevac out, okay?
Yep.
Right. If we pause now, at 7:21.
Yep.
So this medevac's coming out, okay?
Uh-huh.
Say you've decided to attack just as... So the medevac meets you at his base, basically. So you're about outside his base now, yeah? Let's just say that you've decided that this is the time you're going to attack when this first medevac comes out. Okay?
Yep.
You look at the unit counting station. He has 10 Marines, and that's it. You have a tank and 9 Marines and a medevac by the time that gets there. Also, you have siege mode and he doesn't. Like, basically, you can position your tank at the bottom of his ramp, and you can kill this barracks. You can kill the tech lab that's researching STEM. You can kill these supply depots. You can, if he decides to engage your Marines, he loses all of his. He doesn't have siege mode. He doesn't have a tank. You know, you do so much damage here because, again, you've used a timing. And, I mean, right now, like, you're looking at your army. You see a siege tank and 9 Marines. You're thinking, I can't win with that. Yeah? But it's not about winning. It's just about making sure you can win.
Yeah.
Like, if you kill this barracks, these 2 supply depots, and say, like, a handful of his Marines, like 3 or 4 Marines, and lose nothing, you just pull back and expand. He can't attack you. he just can't. So basically, like, just use these timings that you're giving yourself. Again, like, you know, you could even wait, and basically, you know, you're going to get stim in a second, and then just wait 3 minutes while you get stim, get a couple of tanks, and then push. Like, when stim finishes, it's completely up to you, but just use these little advantages, especially in mirror matchups. Like, if you have a medevac and he doesn't, that's a massive advantage for you. If you have siege mode and he doesn't, that's almost a game-winning advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so we'll get ready to hit play again in 3, 2, 1, go. So again, just looking like generally good, to be honest. You've got the watchtower, which means you have map control and map vision. Like, I wouldn't be too afraid to expand behind tanks.
Yeah.
Like, if you can see him coming, then that means you've got a huge advantage to him as well. So you could probably, you know, skip a tank and get an expansion. That kind of thing. Like, as long as you have map control. So basically, he's getting engineering bay to go +1. You're getting your stim. That's good. You got 2 tanks. That's good. Again, it's really hard to support reactive medevac and tank off 2 gas. Yeah. So again, it's just there's something you'll kind of learn as you get along, like what you can support off what, you know, in what situation. Like, the situation changes all the time. Like, sometimes, you know, you might need to support 5 barracks off 1 base, that kind of thing. So yeah, you're pretty optimal right now, to be honest. About even in supply, about even in harvesters. Good. Again, your SCV production's like really, really good. Just remember that, you know, always build supply.
Yeah.
Always build SCVs. It's just one of those things. Like, you'll get in a habit of doing it. So you scan him, you see the same composition you're going for, basically.
Yeah.
So he's taking the sneaky expansion. But he is wasting a lot of gas on sensor towers.
Yeah.
And for some reason getting high-sec auto-tracking. Not sure why, I can't explain that one. Like, he's obviously thinking on a whole different level to me. He gets an engineering bay for high-sec auto-tracking, wow. Whatever. Okay, so you've if you hit pause, sorry. 10:35.
It's not too far.
You've actually like done a timing attack right now. Like, look at what you're doing. This is what the pros do. Stim's just finished. You're moving out. Behind the attack, you're expanding. That is like literally the most perfect scenario you can have right now.
Yeah.
So you're doing this really well. Unfortunately, he has got like double siege tank set up.
Yeah.
So you can't really attack him. You can drop him. You can deny his expansions, but you can't really attack him.
Yeah,
So,
I think...
I hope you don't just run your Marines in and lose all of them. That's what I'm hoping.
I hope I don't as well, but I get a feeling I may have done.
Okay, well, we'll hit play in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, you've done like basically the perfect example of a timing attack, which is expand behind it, you know, move out as stim finishers. Like, that's pretty much as good as it gets.
I think initially I sort of went and just took the middle with the tanks just to make sure,
Yeah,
rather than
fine.
just pushing straight in.
Yeah. You just got to remember that if he comes at you and, you know, he can't push past this, basically.
Yeah.
Because obviously, but if he does, it means that you lose your army here and you can't reinforce easily. So you've just got to kind of remember that. If you feel like you're good, like you're set up with tanks and, you know, spread your Marines, then I'd feel pretty good about taking the middle. But I would rather take his ramp.
Yeah.
So you can deny an expansion. So you can deny any Marines, you know, moving out. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think what happened here was I maybe got slightly overconfident. I flew the Viking in to see what he had and saw he had no expansion, not, of course, realising that he'd taken the one on the other side, so then I started moving up.
Okay. Well, if he has no expansion, that means he probably has more units. Again, like, if you just pause, sorry. I'm at 12:25.
Yep.
Again, right, say you decided not to take this middle, okay?
Yeah.
Say you decided to take this ramp instead. As he comes down here, you know, you're going to win this fight anyway, but you could have literally won it without taking a single loss.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously, as his Marines come down here, he just dies. Everything just dies. And then you've got a great position. Basically, you know, he can't expand. Obviously, you don't know about this one, but let's forget about that because that's just silly. But if he tries to expand to his natural, he can't. You know, and then you can just expand behind it. You can tech up. You know, you can do whatever the fuck you want, basically, because you've got him contained.
Yeah.
So again, like, I'd rather set up in a aggressive position, closer to him, rather than an aggressive position in the middle of the map. Because if he decided to go mass drops, your whole army is in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've got nothing back here to defend, really. But obviously, if you're being aggressive with your tank push on his ramp, for example, he can't really drop without losing everything else. So he's got to make that decision of whether to defend or go all in. And then if he's having to make that decision, you're probably in an advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. So you're winning, you're winning, you're winning. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so you lose a tank and a few Marines. That's not too bad at all. So you set up, like, pretty defensive.
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay,
And then for some reason I thought, right, well, it's a good idea to run my Marines into these tanks.
Yeah.
Which obviously it wasn't.
No. Okay, so you get, like, a really good advantage early on, and then, of course, you've lost all your Marines and he's got a Viking.
Yeah.
So you get an advantage, like, really early on, and then you lose it during that engagement. Like, again, that engagement was still favourable for you, I'd say.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could have completely shut off any aggression from him just by waiting. And then just expanding behind it, or whatever you want to do, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But basically, if you've got him contained, that means he's only got certain options, which is either stay on one base and build up a lot of forces, or, you know, push out into an aggressive, you know, siege line, which is never going to work out for him. So again, like, I wouldn't try to kill him. I just try to make sure you can kill him later on.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless, of course, like, he's got no siege mode and you've got, you know, a ton of Marines, and just fucking go kill him. Like, if he's being stupid, go kill him. But if he's set up defensively, just keep that in mind that he's got the advantage. Like, every time you attack, he's got the advantage.
Yeah.
So you can see he's, like, set up, like, pretty well, you know, monitoring this, like, you know, defensive line. So if he's, like, so determined to defend, expand. Take map control and expand. Because it will take him so long to, you know, get to you that you could probably build 2 or 3 orbital commands right now if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to make the world of difference later on, but it's going to make like little difference right now because he's quite set on sitting there basically the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to faster times 2 this in 3, 2, 1, go. Because I'm guessing I know which way the game's going to go.
Yeah.
It's basically going to be him defending. You attack, you lose everything. Defend, attack, you lose everything, kind of thing.
Either that or he gets battle cruisers and I wasn't expecting them. I can't remember which one.
Okay, so he's being really sneaky with expansions as well.
I almost scoured it with that medevac as well, which is unfortunate.
Ah, yeah, that's a shame.
Of course, and he said if I had set up the container around his ramp, he wouldn't have been able to get the SCV out to do that anyway.
No, exactly. And eventually you would have cottoned on that he's got this expansion down here as well. So you're going to scout it anyway, yeah. Of course, you don't know how long that expansion's been up.
Yeah.
So you take a third of your own. Like, if he's playing this defensively, like planetaries and turrets and tanks everywhere, I'd just take a 4th. And possibly a 5th.
Yeah.
Like, if he really wants to turtle that much, then just take expansions.
Yeah.
And, like, add on barracks, add on tanks, add on anything you want to. But, like, always play in a way that benefits you. Like, if he's playing super defensive, there's probably no point attacking him. Because he'll always have a defensive advantage. So right now you're getting, like, you dropped him, denied his 4th. That's really good. You lose that, which is unfortunate. But never mind. So you've got a third of your own. You've got a big marine tank force. You've got map control, which is nice. You could probably just afford to just expand and add on racks as well now. So your add-ons, that's really good as well. Upgrades are good. His upgrades are better, unfortunately, but yours are good.
I think this is one where I thought I had sort of, because I didn't know about his hidden expansion for a while, I didn't know about his other base, I thought, yeah, I'm ahead on not realising he's now taken his 4th.
Yeah.
At his natural, interestingly.
Yeah. Again, like, you won't come across this a lot, but it can happen.
Yeah.
And basically, if you just do normal things, and these things will not hurt you. Like, looking at this game, you'd probably look and go, oh my god, he had expansions, I'm an idiot, kind of thing. Like, that's why he won. But the real win is because of your positioning and the engagement. Like, again, it looks like you're moving out for an attack. You can't attack into this.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing so defensive. So just, like, contain him. Like, force him to attack into you. Like, so just literally, as you're doing, set up outside his ramp like that, and just don't go anywhere. Like, there's no need to attack. Absolutely no need to attack at all. So while you're setting up here, you can feel 100% safe in taking a 4th, a 5th, you know, teching to battle cruisers, teching to mass Viking, you know, whatever you want to do. Like, right now, you've got the advantage. As far as you know, you've got the advantage. Because the second he comes down that ramp, he loses everything. You know? So, you've forced him to stay in his base, so that means you can, you know, take a 4th, take a 5th, add on racks, add on tech. You know, you can do anything you want right now. The only thing you can't do is attack.
Yep.
So, again, I like this siege tank. Just, like, raining down some shells on this third. That's good. But I would definitely support it with some marines as well. Like, never have a siege tank on its own. Pretty bad. So, you've dropped, you've assaulted the third, you've got him contained, you're taking a 4th. That's good. But, again, I'd just be taking a 5th and a 6th and a 7th if you want.
I think now he's pushing forward those battle cruisers. I move all my marines forward, forgetting about the siege line.
No, that's not good. So you're adding on Vikings, which is really good. Ah, so he has a lot of battle cruisers. Oh, no, that's bad.
Yeah, I sort of thought battle cruisers, I can get them.
Yeah, you're basically fighting. Oh shit! Yeah, you're basically fighting a planetary and siege tanks with marines.
I completely forgot about the planetary. Yeah.
That's okay.
But I think I always seem to end up against battle cruisers. I like set up contain, then 5 minutes later I'll come out with a load of battle cruisers, and I just think, oh shit.
Scan him. Just scan him. Like right now, if you like say you've contained him, right? You've got 5, 6 orbital commands.
Yeah.
Use a scan. Just have a look what he's doing at all times. Like, there is no reason to not, basically, because you've got so much orbital energy. Just scan him.
Yeah.
So you've got a 4th here, that's good. Again, battle cruisers coming out, that's a shame. But you've got Vikings, so that's fine. Again, if you see battle cruisers, just go heavy Viking production. Because Vikings completely like decimate battle cruisers. But again, like right now, you should probably have like 6 or 7 bases and like 20 racks and like 4 starports and basically everything. Like, so you can basically replenish your army in like a second.
Yeah.
And again, that's just game knowledge. Like, you learn to do that sort of thing, like eventually.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, someone telling you how to do it is a lot more beneficial than you learning slowly. Because you'll lose this game, and you'll probably look at it like, oh my god, he had battle cruisers. Oh my god, he had secret expansions. You know, and you could have like basically counterattacked that entire, like his entire playstyle by just, you know, realizing what's happening.
Yeah.
Simple as that, basically. Like, if you look at the SCV count, you're only behind 10 SCVs, and he's had like 4 or 5 expansions, like way before you have. So again, I'll just be scanning, building bases, building production, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Again, that's unfortunate about that base, but that just comes from not having map control, basically.
Yeah.
So you've got like 3 full medevacs loaded up doing nothing over here as well.
And then I pretty much suicided them into a planetary as well, which was...
that's never good. You never want to fight a planetary.
Yeah.
Unless you've got tanks, of course, because tanks don't take damage from planetaries. So yeah, you got like 24 Marines there. And they die very quickly to a planetary. And you lose all your medevacs as well, which is never good. Yeah. So,
and then it's just like all the 333 battle cruisers pushing my base.
Yeah.
Winning.
Do battle cruisers like beat Marines in numbers?
What's that?
Apparently so. I didn't know battle cruisers like beat Marines that hard. Like 3-3 battle cruisers
when they get
are
to
really good.
333, I think they just...
Yeah, they're really good. Again, this all could have been prevented by just not attacking into a defensive position.
Yeah.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay, so have you got like a notepad open or something like that?
I can do in a second if I can find a pen.
Just on your PC or something.
That'd be easier actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah, technology. Eh?
There we go.
So I just want you to write down like 3 like goals for yourself.
Yeah.
1 is to use the timings of buildings, of units, of anything basically. Like, you understand what I mean by timings now?
Sorry, my mic went a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I mean about timings, yeah?
Yeah.
So just like as Stim finishes, as, you know, 3 Marauders come out, basically anything you want to use that gives you an advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's goal number 1. That will really help like your aggressiveness. It will really help you win games as well.
Yeah.
And number 2 is to like kind of realize the gas you need to support certain structures. So if you're going Marine Tank Medevac, make sure you've got 4 gas. Okay?
Yep.
Awesome. One more thing I picked up on, I just can't quite remember what it was. Well, the defensive position one is like kind of self-explanatory. Like, I don't need to put that as a goal for you. It was... What was it? That was right. It was be extra safe, okay? So that means, like, building walls, taking map control. Like, that's a big one. Like, in every game you play for the next, like, 2 weeks, try, and, like, I don't mean, like, throw 50 units at it, but try to take control of those Zelnaga watchtowers at all times, okay?
Yep.
Awesome. And you'll start noticing that the game becomes like really predictable. Like, because right now the only like knowledge you have of him pushing is when he's like in your base, and that's bad. Okay, so if you can have knowledge of him coming like 30, 40 seconds before he does, it just means that it's going to be a massive advantage to you rather than to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so awesome. So there's your 3 goals. So basically, use timings. Make sure you have enough like kind of gas and minerals to support what you're building, and also to make sure you have like map control by taking Xel'Naga watchtowers, or even just like leaving marines about. Like, they're 50 minerals, for Christ's sake. They're not gonna make a massive difference, but they can if they're in the right place. So for example, if you look at Entombed Valley, right, the watchtower controls the middle, and so if you leave a marine there, you've got like a massive kind of surface area where this Xel'Naga tower can see. Then if you leave a marine like kind of, I'm not sure how to explain this, but just left of his 3rd base, where the 4th base is, if you leave one kind of there, you'll see him coming down his ramp.
Yeah.
If you leave one outside his main ramp, you see him pushing out even earlier than the Xel'Naga. And this applies to like 90% of the maps. You can just leave a unit and see everything that's going on, basically.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of like knowing, just always be aware that he could push at any time, and you need to know if he's pushing.
Yeah.
And that, coupled with timings and also, knowing what kind of gas count supports what buildings, it will just mean that you're kind of really, really going to up your game like really quickly. You'll notice that you just keep beating golds, and then you start beating platinums as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, is there anything else you want to kind of ask me or go over just before we end?
Not that I can quite think of it off the top of my head, but but yeah, it's been very helpful. So
that's good. So yeah, basically, what I like to do is if you go and ladder like today or tomorrow, and just if you've got a second monitor or whatever, like keep those like 3 goals on that second monitor, or just keep them in mind.
Yeah.
And I want to see you do like 10 or 20 games with just like concentrating on those 3 things.
Yeah.
And then if you send me like 3 or 4 replays in like a day or 2, I can like really refine the goals for you.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you're sticking to them, and then you'll start winning a ton of games.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed today.
Very much so.
Awesome. And I just want to see you like getting to platinum next week. That's all I want to see, okay?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, if you stick to those 3 goals, you'll start beating people like at a much higher skill than you, and then eventually you'll become that skill, and that's when you'll get promoted, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. So, yeah, best of luck to you. Keep those goals
Thanks
in mind, and I want to see a couple of replays in a day or 2's time, okay?
Yep.
Brilliant, okay. All right, nice speaking to you. I hope you enjoyed today.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
No worries. Bye-bye.
See you in a bit.
Bye. Okay, awesome. That's another session out of the way. I hope you guys enjoyed today as much as I did. I love coaching. It's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of fun just generally helping people. The stream might have gone black. That's not good. Okay, so yeah, basically, I hope you enjoyed today. If you'd like some coaching, you can contact me at Twitter at scbutmeup. It's on screen right now. Also at my Gmail account, which is scbutmeup@gmail.com. I am a Masters level player with probably about 50 to 60 hours of coaching under my belt at the moment. Yeah, I coach pretty much any race at any level because I understand the game and I've played all 3 races to Masters level. Yeah, so if you enjoyed today, please follow me on Twitch, like the YouTube video, upvote it, share it, Reddit it, whatever you want to do to kind of help me out would be just absolutely amazing. So yeah, guys, thank you very much. I believe I've got another coaching session tomorrow of either a Protoss or a Terran, I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I've got another session tomorrow, so if you follow me on Twitch, follow me on Team Liquid, like me on I'm not on Facebook, like me on Twitch, like me on YouTube, and follow me on Twitter. You know when I go live. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in, guys. I hope to see you later, and I hope you really enjoyed today as much as I did. Bye bye.